volunteers to do the prayer? Okay, this Councilman Ward did the prayer and the pledge by Councilman Johnson. How would that be? And if that's all right, and if you all would please join with me. Councilman,
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, Lord. Lord, we thank you for allowing each and every one of us to be here tonight, Lord. Thank you for allowing each of us to rise safely. Father God, we ask that you help us and touch our minds and our hearts as we make decisions this evening for the meeting for the city. Father God, we ask that you touch the military both near and far. Father God, I ask that you help our policemen and our firemen as they serve our city, and just help us as we go throughout this evening. Continue to bless and keep us in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
okay, moving right along here. We've got our agenda up. So if we would have call this meeting to order, and we'll have the roll call by our official clerk.
Councilor Corn?
Here.
Councilor Johnson?
Here.
Councilor Marujo will be absent tonight. Councilor Cortez?
Present.
Councilor Halverson? Here. Councilor Arnold? Present. Councilor Oropesa?
Here.
Councilor Heldenbrand?
Present.
Councilor Moore? Here. Councilor Cavan?
Here.
Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I guess maybe I did that a little out of order, but we got her done here. Next, right before we go to consent items, we have two people that have signed up for two issues that aren't related to anything on the council, I believe, that would like to speak, so we probably then that's Molly Jennings about a skate park and James E. something, and I'm guessing that's Edwards. And, boy, James, you're lucky, I'm sure. Got out of school spelling like that, but anyway, so they would like to say a little thing, and then we'll get into the items after the, items 1, 2, just before the consent. We'll let those two individuals speak, and then they can go about their business if they want, if they don't have other issues. All right? Okay, if we could go with approval of the agenda. Councilor Halverson.
Mayor, I move to approve the agenda for July 10th, 2025 regular city council meeting with the following changes. Move item 32 to the consent agenda. Remove item 25 from the agenda.
Placed on the regular agenda, or just remove it?
It's recognition of Adrian Beal, just remove it.
Item 25?
Yes. She's not here, she's not coming on. Correct.
Maybe I gotta agree with you. I'm sorry. Sorry, item 20. Okay, item 32 removed.
No consent.
Consent. And remove, all right, 25.
And then move item 34, the closed session be placed before item 30.
Mayor Pro Tem, Councilor Cortez has a request.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, I was curious about, I was looking at the consent agenda 19 and 20. In my packet, I don't have any minutes. I just have the page.
You have what about them?
Page 140, 143, there don't appear to be any minutes attached.
Now, the minutes themselves aren't in there for them to read.
141.
Page 141 isn't in your packet?
The pages, but there's no
There's
minutes.
no minutes attached.
There's 43, 141 in the packet, but there's not.
Oh, hell.
Okay, on page 141 there,
They're not, none of us have it, they're not. It's just a piece of.
special minutes for the special one. And for item 20,
Right there, you just go.
the May 28th meetings aren't in there.
Well, that's the main.
Oh, is that the one on page 141?
Mr. Mayor, Councilors, that is correct, and they're not in your packet. I just,
So,
item number 20 and 21 does not have the minutes attached to there.
Do we do them all the next time?
We can put them on next month's agenda, yes.
so, page 141, is that the full minutes from the May 13th meeting? 'Cause that's item 19, that one that you brought up, Chris, that one's not in there either, this one was full minutes.
So maybe if you made your motion to take off item 20 and 21,
Or 19, I'm looking at this one, do we need to take out 19, please?
19 minutes are there.
That's the minute, those are the full minutes.
It's just the agenda.
So then 20 and 21. Yeah,
We're missing 20 and 21, sorry.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
So-
item 20 and 21, apologies.
Amend my motion to remove item 20, 21, and 25.
Right, let's do it. So which one are you trying to remove?
20
Trying
and
to do 20 and 21, which is page 143. There's the cover, but there's no minutes attached.
well, maybe 22 on there.
Yeah, there it
22 is there?
Minutes on 22.
Is the minutes there?
is. No.
Okay, 22 is all right, just
22 is all right, yeah.
20, so we would remove item 20 and 21,
It's 25.
and 25 are the only ones we would remove. And we move item 34 back up to, before item 30, under new business.
And then 32 to consent.
Yeah. And 32.
That's my motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Council Lady Halverson to remove those items and change those others to consent. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Council Lady.
As amended.
As amended. And, any further discussion? The clerk will call the roll.
Counselor Corn?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson? Counselor Cortez?
Aye.
Counselor Halverson?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold? Yes. Counselor Oropesa?
Yes.
Counselor Hildebrand?
Aye.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Counselor Cavan?
Yes.
Nine affirmative, none in the negative. Most has been read. Next we have the, item 2 is the okay, item 2 is approval of consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as amended, presented for the July 10th, 2025 regular city council meeting.
Second. Moved by approval of consent by Councilor Halverson, second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? The clerk will call the roll.
Counselor Corn?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Cortez?
Are we good, roll?
Yes, approving the consent agenda.
No, you don't.
Aye.
Consent agenda, you don't need to roll. Yeah, just nobody objects, therefore it's adopted.
That's what I was.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, we will vote by a vote of 9 affirmative, none in negative. The consent agenda is adopted. Okay, next we had two individuals for, first we have on the agenda Ms. Molly Jennings for the skate park. You're gonna have to talk straight into the microphone, please.
Okay. Hi, my name is Molly Jennings. I live at 707 Sierra Lane, Roswell, Mexico. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm here tonight as a representative of the Roswell skate community. For the past few years, our group has been advocating for improvements to our current skate park, as well as collaborating with the city in designing a new park for future generations. Our organization hosts free events in an effort to build community and improve the quality of life for many here in Roswell. We've partnered with an organization called Skate Park Respect, and many of our members, myself included, regularly pick up trash at the skate park as well as other community parks. On the 28th of this month, we're partnering with CASA for World Conservation Day to pot plants and skate with some of the older youths. At our events, we've distributed thousands of dollars worth of donated skate equipment in order to help remove some of the paywall barriers that come with roller sports. It is because some of those barriers that I am here tonight. While our initial efforts of securing a design for a new skate park were successful, the planning and building stages have not yet been scheduled or funded. We have heard resounding support from members of the community for a new park build, with many of them mistakenly believing the project to already have been funded. So tonight, I ask that councilors consider the needs and wants of the community in this regard and help us in furthering our goal of providing a healthy recreation outlet for people of all ages and backgrounds. While some issues at the current park have been rectified, it is far from ideal. Presently, lights need to be installed surrounding the park for safe skating after dark. The metal ramps are not only warped, but also reach unsafe temperatures in the summer heat, and current shade covering is ineffective. There are no tables or benches to sit, and there are no signs advising to skate at your own risk, which is a liability. We had hoped to start our own nonprofit to generate funding ourselves, but have hit roadblocks along the way. So we ask now that the city commit to collaborative efforts of either finding and matching grants and loans in order to fund a new park build, or that other available resources be used in order to improve our current park. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jennings. Are there any questions of her?
Mr. Mayor,
Okay, yeah.
let's make a quick comment. Ms. Jennings, you contacted me and I think Councilor Arnold, someone from your organization, and looking for a bench, and I think, I will say, I know it's not enough, but I think we've maybe located a bench or a table that can be brought with the help of the Parks Director. We're looking into it, and there might be some available in storage that we're going to try to get allocated to you. And I know that's a very small consideration for you guys, but we're doing what we can to help where we can, and appreciate you coming and commenting and speaking in front of the council. And we'll stay on it. Ms. Arnold, or Mr. Arnold, thank you.
Yes, Councilman Arnold.
I just want to say I really appreciate your efforts since I think we started in 2023. And I just want to ask you to stay strong, continue, and sometimes things just take a minute. So just keep at it, okay?
Okay, is that all? Okay, thank you. Mr. Edwards, James, come on up here.
Excuse me.
Hey, no problem.
James Edwards, 208 South Stanton. That's Roswell, New Mexico, 88203. I was asked to come today to let y'all know it's an invite. The 515 CSSB will be having their send-off. They're going to be deploying to the Iraq, Kuwait area, and that's going to be on August the 7th at 13:30 at Pearson Auditorium. And I was asked by Major Armstrong to come to give y'all an invite. He's in the process of making some invites. And we've got a lot of local guys from the Army National Guard that are going to be deploying on this, I believe it's a 9 to 12 month mission to go over there to support. And it's the CSSB stands for Combat Sustainment Support Battalion. So they're actually going to go and support the troops that are currently over there. And it would be much appreciated if y'all would go out to support those young men and young ladies that are going to be deploying. We've got quite a few units from New Mexico already deployed. I know Mr. Cabot's son just recently deployed, am I correct?
That's correct.
And he's an MP, so a lot of the troops that are on the ground, and even when the war kicked off, were National Guardsmen and reservists. And it would be much appreciated if you could show up on that day to show support for those young men and young ladies that are going to be deploying.
What's the date time?
Let me get that again.
So James, before you say that again, you sent me a text message with August 2nd.
August 2nd.
2nd, not the 7th.
No, I said 2nd. Yeah, I
I
said
thought I heard you say
Yes,
that.
2nd.
2nd, there you go. I'm just.
Okay, I know sometimes I speak with a drawl, so.
At what
It's the
time?
2nd. It's gonna be 13:30.
Well,
13:30.
1:30.
1:30.
At the Armory?
No, it's gonna be at Pearson Auditorium.
Yeah, I did hear that, I'm sorry.
And y'all are more than welcome to show up and show support. So I told them I'd deliver the message for them, so I delivered my message, and thank you.
Thank you, James.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, just for the record, I'm not, so Chance is like an MP for the city of Roswell, but he's in the infantry for the National Guard, so.
And with any soldier now that gets deployed, the government just recently declared anybody that deploys over to those sites now will receive their combat patch, which is something new. So, just a matter of information.
James, thank you very much.
All right, no problem.
Let us know.
Thanks, Jimmy. And James, you know, it's been 9 months since we had that big little rain. I want to thank you. I'm sure you had a lot to do with getting our the Bremen field cleaned up. I hope they'll finish with it, but thank you.
And it's been mowed, so.
It's
Looks-
been mowed,
looks
yeah,
nice.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, it's pretty raggedy, thank you. I mean, we're not watching. So, okay, thank you. Next, we'll have for, items 3 through 22, Councilman, oh, we already did the consent, I'm sorry, never mind. Next we go to item 23. This Bobby.
Good evening. And thank you for having the airport report this evening. I'll do some reporting, and then the chairman of the AAC, Mr. Kunkel, will also do some things. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is what's going on at the airport. Right now, just to keep us busy, we have 12 active projects in process. Of those, 8 are airport improvement related and 4 are related to the air races. We have 2 more that are currently out for bid with the bids due on the 15th. And none of those projects are flood related. We're also dealing with flood related items and repair and maintenance on some of the buildings. So we are busy. And Mr. Kunkel, like I say, he will go into some more detail for you on those specific projects. So on strategic plan update, the comprehensive search to identify all the grants available, federal, state, and otherwise. We're doing very well with that. We also are still working to try to find a good time to actually go to DC to even reach out for some more grants that aren't necessarily FAA grants, but federal grants. There's usually a number of grants that go unaccounted for, no one claims them, and that, I would like to claim some of those, so we'll work on that. So recently, there was in working with the FBO, as I mentioned before, there were several items with the FBO that needed a dramatic improvement. And part of that process, you heard someone from the Applied Corporation, their presentation here a couple months back. They seem to be listening as of this month. They have a new general manager. I've been meeting with him almost daily to try to work through things, get things cleaned up, get the birds out of the hangar. And he agrees with me, if they just shut the doors on the hangar, they might be able to keep some of the birds out. So we're working on doing that. We also are working with them to try to get them, they have about 2 years left on their extension of their lease. It's the last extension they have on that lease. And I've said we want them to invest some capital. I told them we want them to invest some capital here at the airport. And if they don't want to invest capital, we'll find someone that does. Because it's time for other people to invest in our airport. So, and of course you saw the 5-year CIP. And then I'm excited to report that later this month, we've been talking and meeting with several people on the spaceport. You've heard us mention the spaceport before. Currently there's one over through the consequences. We'll be going over there at the end of this month to see what that's all about. And then 20 of them are coming here in early August because they're very excited about the opportunity of spaceport here in Roswell. We think that's very fitting with the UFOs. So passenger boarding, in the month of May, we didn't have the June report ready yet. In May, we had 5,713. Last year it was 3,879. I continue to have a number of discussions with our air service contractors and trying to find out how to better improve our service. I get very frustrated. I can see the passengers loading and unloading, and I gotta tell you, American Airlines is totally different reporting time than I do. As soon as they close the door of that aircraft, they report that they're gone, and I've seen it sit there an hour and 45 minutes after that, but they still reported it as departed. So definitely having those discussions, very frustrating. I know as a traveler, if you travel much, those delays are very frustrating, especially if it causes you to miss flights and not get to your destination when you want to get to your destination. You know, there's an old adage, time to spare, go by air, but they're kind of making it too real as far as I'm concerned. They've also talked about they will be adding an extra flight during the air races, 4th flight, so we hope that works out better than some of the flights to date. We continually work also with their ground handling company to try to improve their services so that the customers have a better reaction. Last week, one of the flights was so delayed, myself and our security officer, after they arrived for a 5:30 departure, and it was now 11 o'clock. We went down and just took a couple cases of water in there and distributed to them. We just thought that was the least we could do, even though the problem wasn't one we created. We felt we'd do the best to make them feel a little bit more comfortable. And part of that, recently Carlsbad went out for an RFP for airline service, but Carlsbad doesn't have TSA services, which you have to have for 121 or air carrier service. So they're working with what's called a scheduled charter company that falls under a different regulation. They're going to have 30-seat aircraft that'll be scheduled, but it's charter, not airline service. And as a result of that, in that competition, we find that United's gotten a little more interested in Roswell. And we're very happy about that, of course. It would be a United flight from here to Denver, which would be very nice for the folks that are flying west, to be able to go to west and not east and then west. So we're going to have continued conversations. We do have a grant to help try to get that. We'll have to go with an RFP to get United to sign on that they are interested. Then we will take that to the state. The state has a program that does a MAG, or a minimum annual guarantee, that lasts for 3 years. It's $3.5 million. So United knows that that's their exposure. They make $3.5 million whether they put anybody in a seat or not. I think it can be a very successful flight. And we will continue pursuing that and keep you reported on that. And also, I know when you read the state findings, there was way too many things on the airport, which was very frustrating to me. I'm happy to report, with the help of the city attorney, we're finally getting not only a brand new lease template that we've already signed up some new tenants for, you saw one of your consent calendar tonight, which was Red Mountain, but we're also in the final discussions with Cavalier Air Sale. One of those is about 2 years on a holdover lease, which just is unacceptable. And the new leases very much protect the city. There's a lot of things in there that make things better for the city. And in a holdover situation going forward, they will no longer be able to stay at their old rates. They will go to an escalated rate immediately, which will probably discourage them from not getting a new lease. So we're waiting on signatures on Airsdale. We do have some flood repair work to do for Hangar 84, which is one Cavaliers hangars. But they talked to the city attorney yesterday and it looks like they're in agreement with the lease. So we'll get those done. And then as I mentioned, Red Mountain was on your agenda this evening. So that's the end of my report for tonight, and I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions of Ms. Thompson? Yes, Councilman Corn.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tell me about that hangar that was put up over at the alert area. I don't have any recollection of any conversation about that.
Which hangar?
Over on the alert area on the far east side.
91? The one you're in?
No.
The
One across.
Hammerhead. Oh, that is a temporary hangar that we have, it's a company called SOAR. They're here for a limited period of time doing maintenance on a 767 that belongs to Amazon. So they'll be out there about 4 months, so they've leased land for 4 months to work on that 767. And then they're talking about maybe making a permanent situation with an actual hangar as opposed to a fabric hangar, which with our winds are kind of a struggle. To do additional maintenance because they've got a lot of people that had interest in our airport location to do maintenance going forward. And of course, we have the advantage of terrific runways that we're left here by the airport, so it makes it attractive for those larger aircraft to get in here.
Well, I remember the discussion about them coming in, working on some airplanes. I just don't remember any discussion about them putting a temporary hangar out, but it's okay.
Well, it's because of weather and heat and stuff, and it's the weather we've had, I'm sure they're glad they're in it. And of course, then they arrange for nice restrooms and stuff out there for the folks. Actually, it's a pretty nice setup. And then Boeing, and now 340 people, they're actually supposed to finally show up next week. They've been talking about it since May, they've been paying for space since May, and it looks like they'll finally show up. First with the 777, now the 777, to give you an idea of size, as a 316 passenger aircraft, and its end tow or maximum takeoff weight is 660,000 pounds. So one of the reasons they come here is because we have that big concrete runway that can support that kind of weight.
Is that all, Councilman Moore? Okay, Councilor Hildebrand and then Arnold.
Ms. Thompson, have there been any further discussions about the rub hangar that's been sitting out in a box out at the airport for 5 years?
Actually,
6 years?
the red hangar is on in the auction list to be auctioned off.
So we have no use for it?
We found out, and probably one of the problems with that, in my opinion, is the fact that while the hangar itself was about 600,000, 500,000.
Yep.
The erection of the hangar by the company that provided that hangar is over $2 million. Now, it would still be cheaper than an actual steel hangar or brick and mortar type hangar, but it'd still be a 20,000 square foot fabric hangar.
So you just don't feel there's a need for that?
No, I encourage it to be auctioned off.
Okay. Where have we progressed with that?
I'd have to go to the city manager for that.
Yes, sir. Mayor Jennings, members of the council. So we put it on for our cost in it as the minimum bid requirement.
Yeah.
My understanding, our deputy city manager has talked to a couple of interested parties. So I think we're waiting for the auction date to close. As you know, if you participated in any auctions, you kind of wait until the last minute so you don't get bid up. And I think that's what we're looking at this point. Mike, that's right.
So we got the opportunity to recover from a boondoggle.
Yes, sir. And the other issue, of course, is it's an off-size, and that's probably why they sold it to us.
But it was such a great deal.
Yes, sir. It's kind of like going to the car lot. Be careful who you send down there.
Thank you for the update.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next, Councilor Young.
I'm gonna ask the council to forgive me tonight. I think I'm feeling a little bit fluffy. But I just wanted to let you know that every month I still look forward to your reports because of, you're just a breath of fresh air. The ideas, the vision, where you see that we can improve. Many of us have seen but really haven't been able to figure out how to do it. So just monthly hearing how you came in and just started moving things, I just love it. So thank you so much, Mr. Rosen.
Thank you, Councilman Arnold. I've got to say that when I first arrived here and I saw a beautiful facility with tremendous potential that was nothing more than an aircraft boneyard, it was very frustrating to me as an airport bum. And I wanted to improve it right away, so I'm glad and very appreciative to have the opportunity.
Any further comments? Yes, Mr. Manager, if you remind me to call the governor about getting a box for the over there, if you don't mind.
I could use the same one the governor uses.
But that'd be fine. I just want to make sure we get one that's, you know, on wheels and easy to use.
Yes, sir.
She likes to do flips though, remember.
Probably not the best idea.
So, would you please equip the podium with a safety chain? Okay, thank you, Mr. Bud Couple.
Good evening, Mayor Jennings and Roswell City Councilors. The AAC had our July meeting this past Tuesday, July the 8th. We had several city employees in attendance, including both the mayor and the city attorney. 2 councilors were in attendance, Mr. Ed Hildebrand and Mr. Bobby Korn. Several tenants were there, and our Air Center engineering firms were in attendance in person or online. I want to thank everyone for their attendance and attention to the numerous project updates and discussions with another lengthy agenda. To go into details on some of the projects, the ADB lighting project continues on a monthly basis. Lighting updates / improvements continue on the runways. The new electrical vault portion of the project expects to have a construction bid opening on July the 29th, with completion of the new vault by the end of November. This vault is expected to provide greater reliability to the new lighting on all the airport runways. The airport master plan is still awaiting FAA approval. The city has provided some zoning information as requested by the FAA, but no resolution has subsequently been provided. There is still no time commitment from the FAA for completion of the master plan. The BLM loading pit and taxiway projects have now been scheduled to begin construction on August the 4th. All funding for the projects is available, and the specialty drainage grate that we talked about a couple months ago that previously had not been fabricated, I am told is now available and ready to be installed. So this should be about a 60-day construction project, which will be after the fire season for BLM. The apron rehabilitation project in front of the airport terminal has begun to ensure that the grant funds are utilized before they expire. This project has been modified to ensure that all the asphalt is repaired, especially on the perimeter of the ramp area. The asphalt repairs are expected to be completed by August the 12th to ensure that no grant funding is lost. The concrete repairs to the ramp area will need to be delayed until another grant can be obtained, but this delay is not expected to have any significant negative impact on the ramp repairs in front of the terminal. The Taxiway Charlie project has a bid opening scheduled for July 15th. However, work on the project will not begin until after the air races. The Taxiway Charlie extension project began July the 7th with state DOT funding. However, it will also not be completed until after the air races. The terminal restroom project is expected to be completed by early September before the air races started. These are the two restrooms that are located immediately west of the second floor stairway in the terminal building. If you've recently been to the terminal, the demolition work on these two restrooms has been completed, so they're not usable right now. The new generator for the terminal building will not be installed and operational until after the air races. The Southeast Waterline project is about 50% complete. The sewer line project that is to be constructed adjoining the water line has been put out to bid, but the project has not been awarded. That is expected to be awarded this month. The Challenger Drive drainage project is still in the investigation/review process to ensure that it accomplishes water movement away from the air cell building that has been impacted. Mr. Hess and Tema, the Roswell City Attorney, provided information to the commissioners to ensure that we understood how we were expected to interact with each other, the City of Roswell staff personnel, and the tenants at the Air Center. This concludes my report, and I stand for any questions.
We have questions. Councilman Hildebrand?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know whether this is probably a question for Ms. Thompson. Of these projects out there, including like the BLM project, how many of these projects have we received funding on prior to? Have we received funds and have not completed the work? That's what I'm interested to know.
Most of those projects that have not been completed because of timing to get, correct me if I'm wrong, because of timing to get contractors to go do the work.
I understand, but have we received any funding prior to the completion of the work? That's my question.
As far as I know, especially the BLM project is funded.
It's funded already? We received the funds from the BLM?
Yeah, the way the funding works on that is as the engineering company and or the construction company bills us, then we go through operational Delphi, which is the FA. So you're reimbursed within 48 hours from when you enter into Delphi. So the engineering has been paid for, the grant has been awarded, we just have pulled the funds because the work hasn't been completed.
So we have not received any funding for the actual work, just the
engineering
engineering portion.
Right, it was in and out process, of course.
Yeah, because it's a quick project. I just
Right.
wonder.
And then as we get the bills for the construction, we enter in the Delphi program, and then we get, in 48 hours, we get reimbursed. So the money never is like in the bank, it just pays out.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that answers that.
And then I do have one correction, but that's many projects to report on. The taxiway extension will be done August 29th, not after the races. So I want that corrected in that.
Thank you.
Any further questions of Mr. Koppel or Ms. Thompson? Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Koppel. Okay, next, on item 25, Adrian Vihel, she was a Girl Scout, or she had to go with Charlie's Angels, because I think she's on the team of Charlie's Angels. So so she had to be removed today. Next we have, Roswell, Travis County Economic Development, Mr. Mike?
Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor, councilors. Let's see. I just want a little refresher. Our top priorities pretty much have like a five-legged stool, if you will. Business recruitment, attract companies and recruit business to come to Roswell, Travis County. Business retention expansion, and that's supporting the business that have already invested in our community. Workforce development, working with our public schools, I'll talk more about that a little bit later, and our university, but creating staffing opportunities for people. Work with our community, with our city, and developing a better community. After all, we want a better place so we can attract people to come here. But most importantly, work together for a stronger Roswell, because that's what it takes. It takes a team. So let's first talk about our business attraction recruitment program. And, you know, like a lot of folks in the military and other places, they use a lot of acronyms. So you may say this is our BAR program. It has nothing to do with alcohol. But the most important part of this is about how do you attract companies to come to consider Roswell and Travis County as their home. Well, we obviously want to create high-wage jobs. We want to create great capital investment. And our target markets, really important. Obviously, it's aviation. The gem of Roswell, of the state, in my opinion, is our air center. And that's why we've spent a lot of time in that space devoted to attracting aviation-type companies. As you know, Roswell is founded on agriculture. We're an ag town. And so we work in that ag space as well. Manufacturing of all different types, and we've done some other projects, and we're doing some now in that manufacturing space. Of course, energy, and we have a couple of energy projects we're currently working on. And of course, tourism. I think it has to do with something about some air races coming in a couple of months. We attend trade shows and sales missions and expos and coach people on Roswell in Travis County. And it's kind of easy to do at first because you say you're from Roswell and say, oh. And I don't think I've met anyone except for one person since I've been here that hasn't heard of Roswell, New Mexico. But more importantly for us is what else can we do besides talk about aliens? Let's talk about why we are a great place to do business. So we attend a lot of site selection events with consultants that are helping make decisions for companies to expand or grow or start new businesses. This past year, our goals: attend site selection events, obviously, trade and sales missions, work with a state partnership. And the partnership is a 501c3 company that's a contractor to the state economic development department to bring projects into New Mexico. So they're the clearinghouse for the state. So we do respond to a number of requests from the state, and hopefully we'll get a project in that regard, but we send it to every community in the state, so we're competing with a lot of folks, and often other states. Generate local lead opportunities. I would tell you that the majority of everything we've done is about stuff that we've generated ourselves. Support and assist the local entrepreneurial spirit. You know, during COVID and after, especially, a lot of people probably sat at homes and figured that, you know, they could probably do something a little bit different. So we worked with a lot of folks. We helped with business plans, financials, access to capital, and so on, to help launch their business forward. And one company, we've been working with them since 2020. And I think we should see some fruition with that company by the end of this calendar year, finally. We do a lot of advertising to tell people about who we are. Our website is, I think, a great website. Our company only creates websites for economic development organizations. Social media, of course. Legislative advocacy for business incentives like LEDA and JTIP, and tax incentives and inventory taxes and things of that nature that make us as a state more attractive. And retail strategies. This past January, the EDC board elected to partner with a company that will seek out retail opportunities in the service sector. Why is that important? Because we believe we're gonna grow. I know you believe that too. I see it. And we have to position our town better. So that's what we're doing. So how did we do this past year? We attended a lot of different things. We submitted on 15 partnership RFPs. We had 10 local projects. And you know about a couple of these. You know, Beltwise finally closed thanks to you and your support. That's a great project in that old bus plant. Amazon, you know about that. Of course, working with your community development department to secure land. Incidentally, you know, we secured a grant from the state that helped fund the phase 1 environmental assessment, the archaeological assessments, all those studies, the geotech studies, so we can create a site-ready project. That's how we were able to bring in Amazon. These other 2 projects, I can't really talk about them yet, but we haven't really announced them. Are we at the finish line? We're very close, very close. In fact, Project Sustain, I would say is gonna happen, but I've got to wait a little bit longer for the state to come in with what they said they would do first, but we're very close. Our Business and Retention Expansion Program, BRE. Again, support and assist those that have invested in Roswell and Chaves County, that's created jobs, meet payroll, all those great things. Support new job creation, it's all about jobs and expansion of their capital. But more importantly is identify any business concerns and identify any trends that we can help them overcome. If they're having issues with finding financing, and I think we see a lot of that, then how can we develop or find programs that will help those people find the resources they need to be successful. We host business seminars. You know, my goal is once a quarter, and we've done quite a few this past year. We connect them to resources, and I think that's very important because a lot of times people don't know where to go. And we want to be that source to help them find those answers and find those solutions. On the legislative and business advocacy side, I will tell you that, you know, not only do we advocate for that legislation, but we also look at other pieces, as we talked about in the finance committee meeting last week, about something that we worked on. I'll talk a little more about that. Our facade grant program, you know, we do a 5,000 matching facade grant program, and I think we're pretty successful. We've done that every year since I've been here in Roswell. Well, our goal this past year was to visit 20 small businesses every month. That's a lot. When I talk to folks at the state, and they say, you know, that's unfathomable. There's communities that are only doing 5 a year. I go, well, that's not a program, that's a hobby, in my opinion, you know. You're going to get out there and say you're going to support local businesses and get out there and talk to them, get out there and visit them. So we conduct surveys, and we manage data. We actually track everything. We have everything on spreadsheets. We know exactly what they've said. We go back and follow up when they have issues. And I think it's really important that they know that there's someone advocating for them so they can stay in business, more importantly, and hopefully great jobs. Facade grants, last year we did 3. We did the Quality Inn, we did the Farm and Ranch Candle Company over here on 2nd Street, and we did the Historical Society. We conducted 5 leadership development seminars. We partnered with the Hispano Chamber on one, and which was very, very good success. And of course, we advocated for those incentives I spoke about earlier. We also advocated for changes to medical malpractice, as we talked about last week. And those conversations, Mr. Mayor and councilors, are continuing. I just met with the CEO of Eastern this morning, and we had a long talk about that, and what can we do at the state level, and so on. So we've got some ideas, and we probably will talk about that, revisit that with you again in the very near future. I will say this, and I think some of you could receive that picture I sent, and it's striking the number of people that have left, physicians that have left New Mexico, and because of medical malpractice. And what does that do? It hurts people. It hurts people. Of course, we had our Celebrate Chaves County Business event, very well attended last year. We had 23 categories, 3 awards, and guess what? It's going to happen again this year, very soon this month. Okay, so how do we do on BRE? We visited We actually didn't visit 240, that's an error. It's that we actually saw 234, we were just off a few. Our job training center program, you're familiar with that, the jobs they were created, the new jobs, the amount of money being awarded back to the companies in Roswell is pretty striking. You know, I'm told that we lead the state in rural communities in this program by bringing dollars to the companies to repay them for their training programs. So, new jobs, 222, total funds awarded, almost $3 million. I mentioned the 5 business seminars and 3 side grants. Yes, workforce development. You know, it's, especially since COVID, workforce has been a real issue. You know, I'm privileged to sit on the Eastern Area Workforce Development Board. I sit on the youth committee. And I really look at how we can find opportunities for young people to be part of that resource or that human enterprise. For us to attract companies, we have to have workforce, a skilled workforce in that. So we work with our local public schools and university. We're working on our career tech education programs and the vocational side, apprenticeship programs, and also as I mentioned, on the Eastern Area Workforce Development Board. There's a lot of programs out there that people just don't know about. And there's money out there, funding out there for companies that people just don't know about. And part of our goal is to kind of get that word out so we get some return back to people. So how do we do? We have a great relationship, I believe, with our independent school district, the university. We're participating in job fairs and fire events. We work with the Institute. We're active on that board. Attended the National Association of Workforce Boards, and very enlightened on how well we're doing as a community and as a state in the workforce arena. Everyone's challenged. Everyone's challenged in workforce. Site consultants will tell you the #1 issue out there is workforce before anything else. It's not the site, it's not incentives, it's not funding, it's staffing. Of course, Job Corps, we went out and spoke with Job Corps, we partnered with them in the past, and Goodwill, but more importantly, how we could have helped their employees that were soon to be laid off find employment. We partnered with Workforce Solutions. I know the college, Dr. Powell's out there, and we brought a couple staff agencies out there, and they found jobs for a lot of those folks. So happy about that. So other things we did this past year, of course, we assisted the Reno area folks with a transition. We still are. We were part of the May Pylon Racing Seminar. We hosted a legislative reception, as many of you that were there. Was able to hear our governor speak. Thanks, Mr. Mayor, for getting her there to the event. We held our annual reception for the U.S. Navy, and you know, people don't realize how many young people in the Navy come here every year to train, and it's exceptional. This year there are going to be 2 events, right? You know, and people say, well, why do you do that? You know, I budget about, well, I won't say how much, but it's not a lot, because they do drink a little bit. But why is that important? Because I think it's goodwill. We spend a lot of money, obviously, in our community. But a couple years ago, I had a fellow call me out of the blue and said, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I want to think about doing this project, maybe in Roswell. And he goes, and I go, why Roswell? I always ask people, why Roswell? And he goes, well, I was in the Navy, and I was in Roswell, and you guys had a reception, and I'll never forget that. You don't know where people go or what they'll become when they grow up, right? We had our business celebration, as I mentioned. We recertified last year as a state economic development organization. It requires a lot of stuff, if you will. We're not everyone in the state in the EDOs are certified, but we were one of the first certified and we retained that certification. We were awarded the New Mexico State Lease Grant last year, $25,000, and that's how we paid to get that site done. That helped us land Amazon. And because of NCAR, National Championship Air Races, we garnered some awards. One was our Business Retention Expansion Program, I think I talked about earlier, but also because of the work we did for attracting NCAR. One was the Rural Deal of the Year And that's from the International Economic Development Council. That's a very big award. And then, of course, the bottom one is Business Facilities, which is National Magazine, goes out to everybody. It was a Deal of the Year award in that magazine. So what's happening coming up next year? We're already in next year, right? Like, I think you've heard about the races, right? So they're gonna be here. And our plan of action to do a lot of different things, but our main action with the National Champion Race is to help them be successful, whatever we can do to help create those links and resources. I still have been out with not only myself, but with Chairman Telling and others, talking to many community civic groups and organizations about the event. Still talking about different needs from volunteers to just yesterday we held a food vendor meeting at the university. So a lot of things happening, a lot of things in work. On the business attraction and recruitment program side, I will say pretty much the same, but pretty much the same. Why is that? We're still pushing people on who we are and making them aware that we're here and that we're here for business and we want to create jobs. We'll continue to submit proposals, still identify leads and mention retail strategies, still work with them. They just attended the large ICSC show, which is International Council of Shopping Centers. Why is that important? It's the largest event in the nation for retail matchmaking with companies and communities. We entered into an agreement with Retail Strategies, who, by the way, the president CEO of the company is from Roswell. And the whole point was how can we develop our town and get ready for, I believe, that push that we're going to see. They were just recently at that show. They met with a lot of different opportunities, and I think in a couple of months I'll be able to provide you some results of that. What I asked them in an email just this week was, I need to know who you're speaking to, I need to know what the follow-up is, what do we need to prepare, and those type of things. So I'm anxious to see the results of that. But you're seeing things in our community growing already. We've got other projects in the pipeline. I mentioned those two. There's more than those two. And we've got, in fact, we have I'm kidding to myself, but we do have a company that we have a second site visit with just next week, next Tuesday. And it's about a 30 to 50 job project, and it's a pretty good project for us. So our plan is to identify at least 2 new projects quarterly, conduct 3 site visits every year, probably exceed that, locate 2 projects annually, and help create those highway jobs and capital investment. On the Barry side, 20 visits a month, we'll visit them, hold quarterly business leadership seminars. I think that's really important. In fact, we're going to be doing one on marketing in October. We're going to award hopefully a couple of facade grants. We'll testify and support JTF requests. Our Best of Chaves County Business Celebration is July 30th, and I know that, Malia, thank you, and Emily, that was you, that brings the tables. There's 2 tables for the city. So like last year, we're going to be at, we anticipate a larger group. So we'll be at the Encanto July 30th. Doors open 11, we'll start at 11:30, and we're going to run through the best of 30 types of businesses in Roswell, Chaves County, and those 3 top awards of the Community Service Award, Small Business and Large Business. We'll also again hold our Chaves County Legislative session during the session early next year. On the workforce development side, continue working with our educational components, work on the apprenticeship programs. I feel that's an area that's underutilized, and there's money in it for companies and for people. So we're pretty anxious on how we continue to move the needle in this area. On the community side, healthcare recruitment, something we just talked about, the physicians are leaving. Hospitality service industries, which is really tied to the retail. Entrepreneurs, quality of place. Some people say quality of life, I say quality of the place. Tourism, support Roswell Main Street, and again, advocate legislatively for things that help support our local business people. Well, that concludes my report. I stand for your questions, Mr. Mayor and councilors.
Thank you. Questions of Mr. Spiritu, Juliana?
So, thanks for all you do, you guys do a lot. One of the comments I keep seeing on Facebook, and I try to explain to people, they want to know public transportation. I know we have a city bus service, but more of the ride share, Uber and that kind of thing. Is there anything you can do to encourage those companies? Because that's just all a personal thing though, right? The city, because I tell them the city can't, that's a private event that they need to take care of, the private, companies.
Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, you're exactly right. The issue with the ride share is each person that forms as a ride share driver, if you will, they're a franchisee holder.
Yeah.
And they work for that company. The ride share companies, when you speak to them, they say, well, whoever wants to in your community needs to contact us and we'll put them.
Well, this woman keeps posting,
but
she's constantly saying, she works at a hotel, I go, well, the hotel should provide that service. Okay.
But I think it's fair to say it wouldn't hurt for us to continue to share that message to people and encourage them. I believe during in-car, if you were an Uber driver, I think you can do very well financially.
Yeah, Uber,
Just saying.
any of those, yeah. I agree. And I've tried to go on Facebook and encourage people to do that because they would be fun.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor, you are.
Yes, thank you for that report and what you've done over the year. So I have two areas. I've actually kind of had a comparison of, job placement and job issues and getting our workforce lined up, because I think all of us absolutely believe that there is growth and opportunity coming from and one of those huge issues is employment. However, when you have, let's say you have a rotor factory, okay, but Fort Walton has a rotor factory as well. How do we compete with attracting families to choose work here? And I think it can be done. I think it's just an aspect of looking at it as whether our workforce is here or we want them to come here. We have to actually look at creating a branding or a market of why choose, we need the professionals to choose Roswell over Fort Walton or something like that. And I just kind of didn't know if maybe you're looking at it from that perspective. I know there's a meeting tomorrow that is actually talking about our workforce. But that is a question that I kind of had. How do we as a community, that's an amazing community, compete with other communities that have the same opportunity, the same position somewhere else?
Mr. Mayor, Councilor, that's always a challenge, right? It's even a challenge right here in our own town, because you'll have companies that cannibalize people from another like company for 25 cents more an hour, as an example, right? But to bring skilled employees from another community here is a little different story. It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense for the person to want to move from pick a place and to Roswell. And oftentimes it's dollars. And I believe as we grow the opportunities for new jobs, good high wage jobs, they pay a great salary, that'll help bring opportunity. But not just by itself, not just organically. That's going to have to come through some work, marketing, some geofencing, targeting. The aviation sector is one good example of that. As you know, you can go to all over Florida. I think everyone, including Mr. Telling's got an airplane. But the aviation sector there is so large that you've got to convince people that there's a reason to be here, and it's going to be that company. So I believe it'll be a partnership that we can help support the companies that we attract in trying to bring and recruit new employees. When I attend some of these events, there's actual staffing companies just for aviation mechanics, as an example. And we'll actually go out and hire aviation mechanics for your company in Roswell. So there's companies that do that as a matter of process. So I don't have a good answer for you, except that that's what we would do, is we would work with those companies but more importantly, we got to start from the beginning too. And we've got a lot of great young people in our community. And I believe our education community is a workforce development organization, right? I mean, that's what education is. How do we create that pipeline of talent in our schools throughout the university to get them into the pipeline, supporting companies that need skilled employees? Do we have the right programs? Are they accessible? And so on. Do we have things at the university to support bill-wise, which we do, right? So I think those type of actions help. That's why us working with the school district and the university is very important. It's a partnership. And I can't tell you that we're able to draw 20 people in from Tampa, Florida, to come work on airplanes in Roswell. They'll say, where's that? There's aliens there. So I think it's a tough deal. It's going to be the company, and if they can offer great wages, great benefits, it makes sense from a community development standpoint, a great community, they may relocate. But I believe that our best value is the people that are from Roswell, because they're from Roswell. They're going to stay here. They have a great job. They can raise a family. They'll have a nice quality of life in this great quality place.
I completely agree that they're from Roswell, but we still have to have in order to attract, we need a level of experience. And that's what I'm talking about, the higher up, the administrators, those type, how do we convince the professionals until we can get our community up to that level, and I'm sorry.
Well, one example of, and if I may, Mr. Mayor, Counselor, is A&P Mechanics for an MRO here at our air center, and this has been a couple years ago. We actually went on a recruiting trip to the military bases, the Holloman and Cannon, and talked to the aircraft maintenance folks that were potentially separated or retired or what have you, and thinking about coming here to work in our MRO with that company. So there's works like, again, it's with those companies, because we're not the company, we're not doing the hiring. I can't promise nothing. But what I can do is create those links, those resources, those links. As a matter of fact, next month, the 21st, the end of August, I just received a call today to come to Holland Air Force Base and talk about aircraft mechanics and that are leading the service, and do you have openings and so forth. So I think that if we work things like that, we can be a little bit more successful.
Thank you. Any further comments? Mr. Spiritu, I'd like to get with you sometime next week, you and Bobby and Sean Powell, and get Lansing Adams, and I think we should go and put a plan together to Amazon about a big hangar here, and you can do two. If you look at it, I mean, they clearly need some place to do aircraft maintenance, and they certainly need a place to change 767s from passenger to freight. And Roswell would be a perfect place, and if we get Sean to go with us, I mean, there's other things that I think that Sean Powell talked with us. There's other things that we can provide them a workforce with, I think would be very beneficial. And it all fits now that we're gonna have the water and the sewer on the end of the runway. We can go down that thing, all the way down that with hangars, and this would be a perfect place for them to bring. They've got a strong presence in Albuquerque already. They've got 2 or 3 plants in Albuquerque and Belen and all those, and so there's a lot. They have a lot invested in New Mexico, and for them to pick Roswell and come out and put a plane in, it's clear they need a hangar. And I think let's go talk to Lansing and see what we can get from the state to give them some help and put $40 million or something together on an investment and build the hangars. The state can come up with that kind of money with in State Investment Council and some of those facilities. Amazon's here to stay. They're not going away. They clearly have a large investment in New Mexico, so this would be one where we could help ourselves. I mean, we don't have anything to lose. Might have to give Bobby, or she's gonna have to put her name on the box so the government doesn't take it, but other than that, we'll be all right.
I don't think putting wheels on is a good idea. I think that's a safety risk. But anyway.
You know, we just because Molly left the skateboard lady, Bobby wanted to start a new career. She certainly, she has no problem going over jumps. Or jumping. All right, thank you very much.
I just want to say,
No, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Mr. Speaker, this city is very grateful to you. You know, you've been here and you've worked as a single man shop, shall I say. You attend to all these different events, trying to find jobs for this community. You're relentless, you don't stop. And for that, I, as a citizen of Roswell, not as a councilman, as a citizen of Roswell, am grateful for what you've done and continue to do, and hope that the EDC gives you a lifetime contract and that you stay and continue the good work that you've done for this community. And Amazon deal, you brought that to the table. NACAR, you brought that to the table. You don't want to say you did, but you were the one that opened the eyes to this community to go after that. And to that, you know, a lot of gratitude and thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. You know, it's about teamwork.
I get that, but somebody has to come up with these ideas and somebody has to start it, and then you gather your team together. And you've been the catalyst to put these ideas together. And then get your team built around you, and you built a good team around you in every one of these aspects of things that you brought here. I would think that we could probably get Mr. Telling to tell us why they showed up here, and you're a big part of why they showed up here. So thank you again, Mike.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, I just, Mr. Spruto, you know, we were talking about the physician retention. I mean, that's a big problem in New Mexico. We spend anywhere between 33 to 25% of our income on physician care. And knowing that the physicians are leaving Roswell, leaving the whole state of New Mexico, looking at that, that's like low-hanging fruit to you, knowing that you can bring these physicians back if we can. I know it's gonna take a coalition of everybody, but it's in your radar. And that, bringing something like that to the attention of everybody, I read your email that you sent, man, that was like troubling, startling. To see the physicians leaving like they are, to now look at how we can bring them back. How much money is the state losing? How much money is the city losing? How is our health care, for all of us, just going down because we have to travel to the other states, we have to wait in longer lines. But looking at that, knowing that that's important, and keep that on your radar. And I think every councilor here, everybody in the city of Roswell, everybody in the state, that needs to be our priority one. And I love it that you got that on your radar. And let me know how I can support that anytime, but thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Any further comments? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Thank you. Next, we have the Roswell Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Are they here? No? Dr. Gerard, are you doing that or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, John.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, councilors. My name is John Erard. I think most of you know me, and I know most of you, and it's been my pleasure. I'm here representing the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce tonight, and it's my honor to present the annual report to you. It has been quite a year. We've made a lot of progress towards becoming an independent and an open and impactful organization, thanks in large part to your support. I'm going to do all that I can to make this presentation short, and for those of you that know me, that's a difficult task. But I believe it's important for you to understand what's driving our organization. I think that's first and foremost. And what is driving our organization is simply this. Education. We believe that education unlocks knowledge, knowledge unleashes individual skills and entrepreneurship, which in turn creates individual opportunity and also community, economic, and social benefits. So our mission at the Roswell Hispano Chamber of Commerce is to help drive economic growth in Chaves County by empowering businesses through education. And I'd like to address Councilor Arnold's comment about what can attract people to Roswell. We are uniquely positioned, this city is uniquely positioned to attract families and businesses. And the reason I believe that is that everybody knows that the state of New Mexico is down at the 50th or 49th level in terms of education. But what a lot of people don't know is we probably have the best middle school in the United States of America with the IPA, NMMI IPA. Let me tell you a little bit about them. They opened up a year ago with 6th graders. They had 33 6th graders come into the IPA. Now they graduated last year into 7th grade, and this year they've graduated into 8th grade. They tested them. And these kids tested at the 10th grade level. We probably have the best intermediate academy or middle school in the United States right here in Roswell. How about NMMI? When you look at NMMI and you look at where they have ranked consistently, historically, they've ranked in the top 5 of all junior colleges in the United States, and many times they've ranked number 1 or number 2. And their high school, the high school team, they formed a team that went to compete on a STEM competition on a global basis. That STEM team from NMMI turned out to how do I put it? They came out number 4 out of the entire world. It was a global competition. And I haven't even started on ENMUR, which has world-class healthcare, which has aerospace, which has all of these education opportunities available for families here. I think the problem that quite frankly, that I've come up across, and I've done quite a bit of work on this, as most of you know, I think the real problem is that most people don't know about the education level and the education opportunities here in Roswell. We haven't been able to get it across to them, but we at the Hispano Chamber are working our butts off to get that accomplished. Now, perfect, thank you. This focus that we have on education, and that is education at all levels, is gaining momentum in the community. We're just getting started. We started out the year with 96 members. Our executive director has increased that membership by 46 people. We now have 142 members. We lost 0, and we are up 48%. Not bad for the first 6 months and just getting our legs. We're just getting started. In terms of the financials, the same thing. We're bringing in new members. Today, for example, our executive director called me up and said, hey, we just picked up another great sponsor. We picked up, not sponsor, but member, we picked up one for $800. So we're making progress there as well. We've made major strides in laying a solid foundation for the future in 5 areas: organizational growth and leadership, membership and business engagement, community and education advocacy, tourism event, execution, marketing, and visibility. So let me start with organizational growth and leadership. We reviewed and updated our bylaws. We needed to do that anyway. Number 2, we reviewed and reconciled our financial records. Now we have a clear understanding of where we stand on our financial position, and now we're able to provide accurate and transparent reporting whenever you need it, whenever anybody needs it. We have restructured our board of directors, and they have given us a terrific direction. Mike Espiritu was very helpful to us when he was on the board in terms of helping us to run our organization like a Chamber of Commerce should be run. We have David West, Colonel David West, Chief of Staff of NMMI on our board. We have Councilor Hildenbrand as the city oversight on our board to make sure that we do things the right way. So we have restructured our board of directors. We're recruiting purpose-driven members focused on transparency, processes, strategic impact, community, and education. And this is an ongoing effort, as most of you know, that it's not easy to build a good board, but we're doing it. We've got a good start. We're upgrading our CRM system, our customer, I don't know what the R stands for. What's that? Relationship, customer relationship management system. We're transitioning to a new platform, and you'll be happy to know that today the first batch of emails went out to our members and also to prospects in the community. We're working very closely with ENMUR, Dr. Powell, have been for quite a while, for a couple of years now, and he asked us if we would help him to broadcast to our members the event that's going to be happening on Friday, and then also to talk about the ballot initiative that's coming up. So we agreed to do that. We have implemented, as per our contract with the city, we've implemented and we continue to execute a membership drive. That is our #1 focus at the Chamber. It's centered on business education initiatives and membership benefits. That's what we're doing to draw members, to attract members. In terms of membership and business engagement, for small businesses, we're splitting it between small businesses and corporate sponsors. Small businesses, we offer tools, we offer individual hands-on support through local partners like Small Business Development Corporation, workforce training down at ENMUR to grow their footprint. We've had a couple of lecture series where we had the workforce training group, actually Chris Bullard from workforce training at ENMUR, come and present and talk about what they have to offer. And what we're trying to do with the small businesses is grow their footprint. We want to help them to gain customers, to cut red tape, and to build partnerships. Now, for the major employers in the area, our goal is to support large employers in maintaining a stable and business-friendly environment, and we want to help them to develop workforce strategies that align with their growth and their talent development needs. We have improved membership value dramatically, and Councilor Hildenbrand has helped us a lot in that regard. Thank you, Councilor. We are developing engagement tools, so we'll be implementing meet and greet events and member-only lunch and learns using a targeted outreach to our prospective members. In terms of surveying, which I know was an important point from the Finance Committee last year, we have already surveyed members and prospects. What we've done is we have identified their top three initiatives that they wanted: legal resources, social media marketing, and tax boot camp, and we have incorporated these into our business mastery lecture series, which we will begin in August. We hired a new executive director, Melissa Kobos, who has a strong background in community engagement, and she was also involved with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce many years ago, and knew how the Hispano Chamber used to run very efficiently, very engaged with the community, and she was helping us to do that. We are very focused on getting engaged in the community and not just, being around for tourism events. She increased membership by 48% in a matter of 6 months, so we're very pleased with that. And at the same time, she's working actively developing her communication skills, sales ability, and organizational skills by working with Scott Bucher down at the Small Business Development Center. In terms of community and education advocacy, we have developed an education series. We held a series of business workshops earlier this year. We learned a lot from those, and we'll be carrying that forward when we host a monthly Lunch and Learn series that is initially going to be focused on our members, and it's going to be focused on procurement so that we can get small businesses engaged in procurement with the city, with the county, with the state, et cetera, but we'll start with the city. Won't we, yes?
Yes.
We also have promoted, we will also be doing a business mastery lecture series that will be led by the SBDC and the Community Workforce Development Group. We have promoted heavily and will continue to do so, working with the Horseshoe Nails Brigade. We are promoting alternative educational pathways. Chaves County is 67% Hispanic. The high school Hispanic graduation rate in Chaves County is 65%. And I've had a lot of people argue that I'm way too high on those numbers, that the numbers are much lower. I believe, again, that part of that problem, a big part of that problem, is that the kids out there and the families out there are not aware of the great educational opportunities that exist here in Chaves County, NMMI, ENMUR, IPA, and not only are they not aware of it, but they're not aware of the effort that several organizations have ongoing to knock financial barriers down, to give them the opportunity to go to school. The Horseshoe Nails Brigade, by the way, last year raised $17,500, which was contributed to IPA. And it covered the kids' lunches and the kids' supplementary expenses for a year. And that's a big deal, right? But the big deal really is this: 85% of those kids are of color, and 85% of those kids are from needy households. I forget the term, but the economically distressed households. So we've had an impact already, and we will continue to do that. We co-led 2 public education fairs. We partnered with ENMU, NMMI, ENMUR, NMMI, Youth Challenge, and a number of other organizations, and we will continue to do that to elevate the awareness of post-secondary local alternatives and eliminate barriers to entry. Tourism event. I know that our job is not tourism. We're not in the business of tourism, but look, we've held the Piñata Fest. Roswell Hispano Chamber of Commerce has held the Piñata Fest for 38 years in a row. Now, I don't know, I'm not a tourism guy, but it seems to me that to promote the Piñata Fest, when the mayor made a proclamation, September the 8th is Piñata Day, when we had the U.S. Postal Service come down and issue a new stamp for piñatas, came all the way to Roswell because of what we have done. It seems to me that that is a golden opportunity for regional tourism. And I have a letter from the State Tourism Department that was sent to me by Novela Salazar, which is congratulating the Roswell Hispano Chamber of Commerce for receiving a TEGS grant, a tourism grant. It's a small amount, it's only $5,000, but it's $5,000 that goes to spiffy up our website, and it's a door opener to not only sponsorship, but also co-op advertising from the state of New Mexico. So we think we should take advantage of that. And we are currently revamping the Piñata Fest to make it fit as a regional event, not a local event, but a regional event. The Cinco de Mayo Festival, we partnered with Matanza Fest and with the Horseshoe Nails Brigade to support local education and expand the tourism impact. It wasn't quite what we had hoped to produce, but it was our first one. We lifted it up, we raised it, and we raised about $20,000 for education, approximately 2,500 attendees, and a total estimated economic impact of anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000. So we will continue to build, we hope to continue to build on that. In terms of marketing and visibility, as a reward for our volunteering contributions to the Horseshoe Nails Brigade at the Matanza Fest, we were included in their radio and digital advertising, as was the city of Roswell. And it significantly increased our visibility and also our name recognition. The Horseshoe Nails Brigade achieved over 750,000 Facebook ad views. Okay, so it was pretty widely received, but unfortunately, none of us caught the fact that it was on Hispanic Mother's Day, and that definitely had an impact on the turnout. So, in conclusion, we believe that the Roswell Hispano Chamber of Commerce is in step with the needs of our members. We're in step with the broader community and our shared commitments with the city of Roswell. We've implemented much of the scope of the work, almost all of the scope of the work as outlined in our commitment to the city of Roswell last year, and we hope to continue the partnership with you in 2026. Working together, we continue to collaborate with partner organizations like the city of Roswell, like NMMI, ENMUR, the EDC, and we hope to build and strengthen partnerships with major employers in Chaves County. I do want to take a moment and recognize Bobby Thompson and Dr. Telling for having supported us all along the way. And we hope to expand on that kind of support next year. What we want to do is to align our education and our workforce efforts with the long-term growth and talent development needs of major employers here in Chaves County. So I'll stop there and answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Rard. You certainly done a great job in coming back and helping bring the Hispano Chamber back. I know you put a lot of time into that in the school, certainly. Thank you very much. Are there any questions of Mr. Rard? Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for your work at the school.
Yes, sir. We are very committed, and so are the organizations that you are supporting, and we appreciate all of that support. Thank you.
You might look over at the school. They have a couple little schools around that you could put over there. You wouldn't have to build a gym. Might be a little bit away from the institute. There's one over on Garden. That's a nice big building, got a big gym and lots of classrooms.
I'd love to get together with you and talk about that.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, next we have, I hope Chief Bateman's still awake, but oh, here he comes. I see him. We have,
He's reloading his gun.
Get him, Barney.
Come on, Barney. That's a good one. Okay, we have for out-of-state travel. Next we have to approve out-of-state travel. Chief Bateman.
Mayor, councilors, we have 2 out-of-state travels this upcoming month. Well, actually not till one of them September 8th through the 12th, sending Narciso Santillon and Tron Nguyen to a Command Leadership Institute, Colorado. There are some leadership classes that happen in New Mexico. A lot of we sent one, actually, Ray Sharp, one of our captains, to one last year, and it was, I think, $5,000, and it's a 7-month. He goes once a week. To us, that wasn't the best one and the best fit. So we found one in Colorado. A lot of the leadership people say it's good for officers to go out of their area. For one, they're more open, tend to be more open, and they get better feedback and more ideas from other agencies in other states. So we found one relatively close in Colorado that's basically an FBI LEADA class, which is one of the top leadership classes. The second travel is Tammy Aguirre, one of our TSU techs, going to be sending her to a digital forensics examiner program to expand the capacity to perform in-house digital evidence analysis. She's one of the ones that will pull stuff from cell phones and computers off search warrants for crimes. I stand for any questions.
Okay, any questions of Officer Baker, Chief Baker? No. All right. Thank you. Do we need to approve these? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, next we have the Roswell Fire Department for the ambulance service contract, I believe.
Yes, sir. Mayor Jennings, members of the council, so we are presenting as an information item tonight a lot of work that the Roswell Fire Department has put into a plan to create its own ambulance service for the city of Roswell. I'll tell you, those public safety monies that you approved for our Roswell Fire Department to stand up its own ambulance service are much appreciated. And of course, we have been accruing those funds in the fund, and they are now sufficient to start ordering ambulances, equipment, etc. I believe the fund is currently at $8.26 million in the fund. And of course, Chief Chavis and Mr. Bunch are going to present the plan for your consideration. And what we'd like to do next is go to public safety and finance, and then again to council to initiate the procurement to start our ambulance fund.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Mr. Mayor, councilors, just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Wanted to thank Mr. Matthews and Mr. Cole. When we took over the fire department in late January, they asked what some of our top priorities were. We quickly answered personnel and apparatus. They looked at us and said, add the ambulance proposal to that. So we got together, found out that we had one of the most capable people putting that proposal together in Chief Bunch. So he immediately reached out to his contacts. One of the most well-connected people we have, I think, is Chief Bunch. He was able to reach out to several departments, get some information, and put this, what I believe to be a packet, a proposal that we can put together and prepare to put us in a good position to run the ambulance. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Chief Bunch so he can kind of go through that proposal. Thank you, guys.
Mayor, councilors, like Chief said, we were tasked with putting together an ambulance plan. A little bit of background, 2022 AMR requested to raise their stipend from $165,000 annually to $2.4 million. Estimated 1,500% increase. I think we got it down to about 1.3 now. This also happened in other locations across New Mexico. Alamogordo, Las Cruces, Doñana County, Las Cruces, they hit them with an increase of $2.2 million this year. Las Cruces said, no, we're gonna let the fire department do it. They're kind of in the same steps and process we are. As you guys know, in 2023, passed the GRT tax increase. It was passed with the intention of funding into city-operated ambulance service. And like Mr. Cole said, the money's there. I think we're ready to take it on. I've got the transition plan and everything that's in your packet. I'll let you guys review that and stuff, things like that. The operations side, we've done a bunch of research and to ensure efficient, successful operations. The city of Price following 8 ambulances. 4 will be dedicated to 911, 2 to intercity transfers. It's like nursing homes, stuff like that, to the hospital, back to the airport. and 2 long-distance transfers from hospitals out to other facilities if they need to go somewhere else. We're gonna have to hire additional staff. Additional paramedics and EMTs will be hired for the ambulance service while maintaining full fire department staffing. We think we can recruit and hire employees so we don't have to pull off the fire trucks to man the ambulance. We do not want to do that. The staffing right there, 3 ambulances staffed with 1 paramedic, 1 EMT at stations 1, 3, and 5. 2 more ambulances staffed with an advanced EMT and 1 EMT at stations 3 and 5. We'll have the supervisory roles. Each of the 3 shifts has a paramedic lieutenant supervisor. That'll be downtown at Station 1, and we'll also have 1 EMS captain who also serves as educator, 40-hour work week, keeps up with supplies, training, stuff like that. And so there's the finances summary right there. Bunch of scary numbers. Did I miss one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, implementation plan right there. Immediate takeover would depend largely on availability of ambulances through contacts and stuff. They said they could have us those 8 ambulances by early next year. So once ambulances have been purchased, we've looked, and then we can begin working on hiring and the purchase of equipment. We've already started working on a bunch of that. Immediate movement on DOT requirements and paperwork. That's just filing all the required paperwork with the state and stuff like that that they require. Next, we go to the financial. Yeah, down there. I know a bunch of scary numbers. The first year's the big one. That's why we have to buy all the ambulances. All of our equipment starts out brand new. But as you can see how the trend goes from years, it goes the next year our projections are showing 137,000, then 405. 2029 it's showing us making a profit, and then still cheaper than what we're paying a private company now. And look forward to seeing you guys in the future, building a great service for this community. Appreciate it. Questions?
Are there questions of Chief? Councilor Halverson and then Arnold.
No, I do appreciate all work. I know Mike and I have discussed this for several years, so I'm glad to see it moving forward because I think it's going to be a great asset to our community.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Councilor Arnold.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So our understanding that within, I think it was, you showed me about 3 to 4 years, the actual department would be self-sustaining.
According to our projections in the billing, yes, and what we've mapped out, and it looks like it's gonna be, some years we'll make money, but we'll put the ambulances and equipment and stuff on a rotating schedule, so it's gonna be, that's what we've projected out to 2030. After the first year, I probably can nail down some harder numbers to see what it's gonna this is coming from a professional billing company out of California that does a bunch of stuff in our area of the state. And that's in the number, it's in your packet on the, yes.
So, yeah, absolutely. What you put together is very exciting, seeing what we can do, the fact that it would be self-sustaining and not something we have to repetitively fund. I love the idea and the concept of that. Understand that sometimes it may not be perfect because billing is billing. But at the same time, I can't recall if I've seen anything noting like an enterprise fund. I don't know okay. I guess that's more towards the administration.
Yes.
To me, that's something to possibly consider. And then also, I think another thing that's on the forefront of my mind as we're going through this, it's probably a bumpy, long 4 to 5 year road as we kind of get everything ironed out. But considering that I think we voted on that public safety tax, two years ago, 2023, and we're up to 8.62 million. I think one of the things to be mindful of is once we actually get on solid foundation, the one thing I'm going to encourage our council is to decrease that tax. If you're self-sustaining, and we built it specifically to get this started, I just want to kind of publicly put that out there. But that is something that I believe we need to continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Councilman Cabinet. Sorry.
Chief, a couple of questions. One, do you foresee that we'll be able to, I mean, as we go to staff these ambulances, that we'll be able to make the take away from what AMR has, but they're not gonna have services here anymore. Once we start this, are we gonna be able to pull some of those from AMR? Do you feel like that would be?
Yes, I do. We've been in talks with them. They're in our stations. We see them around at trainings, classes. A lot of them want to come over. They like the benefits of retirement. So yes, I do believe not all of them will come. I know that, but a large part of them, they said they would like to come work for the city.
Okay, good. And I guess the next question I have, you know, city attorney, city manager, you, what do we see as possible liability in starting up our ambulance service for the city of Roswell? And we see what's happening with malpractice and what the state has done to us as far as ripping the scab off of punitive damages and those types of things. What does that open us up to by starting our own standalone ambulance service? I mean, what other communities that are Roswell size that have that are we doing a comparison to when it comes to the liability of it?
I will say we're already providing some of those services under our current liability. So I don't see a particular increase to the liability. Mr. Acton?
The city or the state providing medical service is preferable under the Tort Claims Act because that actually has a workable cap, and we have to be sued in Chaves County if there's a lawsuit. If you are a private medical provider, you can get sued anywhere in the state for a functionally unlimited cap. So we will get additional insurance, probably through the league, but it would not be more expensive than what's currently. It should be a savings, if anything.
Okay. No. Thank you guys for that. All the hard work you guys have done on this deal. It's always that looking to see what kind of things are standing around the corner that could be in the shadows.
Councilor Halverson for a second time.
So, the insurance, I'm guessing, is included in the operations here?
Insurance?
And then the billing, paying for the billing?
Yes, it's in there.
That's all included?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Any further comments? Seeing none, sir, Chief, when you order those ambulances, would you please order them with a high water line? So we don't need to, you know, there's a limit to how far we can keep going after to pick up these sheriffs. And, there needs to be a limit, and sometimes you just gotta send them, throw them a rope and tell them to sink or swim.
Yes, sir, understood.
Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, next, public participation. Is there anyone that would care to say anything on the council that has not signed up? Mr. Tellings, would you like to stand up and say anything about the air races?
Since you were kind enough to call.
Well, I hope you're not as long-winded as some of them, I'm just kidding. You can't when I talk.
That's what you filter on.
Got a microphone.
I just wanted to say, among other things, again, express my deepest appreciation. The level of support that we've seen, and I've said this before, but it continues to be true throughout the city and the state for making this event possible has been extraordinary. Mr. Mayor, your staff has been a delight to work with, and so throughout, this has really been a real partnership. And Mike, do you remember the story when I called him and said, congratulations? I gave him the congratulations partner because we're in this together, and he's been with me throughout, and I deeply appreciate it. Bobby's reported extensively on the enormous progress being made with facilities. At risk of being a Debbie Downer, I will say that we have 3 issues that continue to concern us. The first is, notwithstanding everybody's efforts, we haven't gotten an answer back from the FAA for Worth as to the final approval of the location of the final grandstands permanent, which affects our ability to install the temporary grandstands, which we'll be discussing in a minute. And I thank you very much. It's on the consent agenda, actually. The second is we're working actively with the TSA, and all indications from Ms. Thompson have been that those plans are well in place, so we'll have the kind of access that we need for our fans and for the teams operating out there. And lastly, we're still waiting for one final approval for the apron will be done, right? So, basically, everything's in place, but we're sitting on sort of tenterhooks waiting for those last two approvals for everything to be built and constructed on time. We're optimistic it's going to happen. Some of these things are beyond our control. The things that are under everybody's control here, everybody's worked extraordinarily hard. So all in all, I continue to be highly optimistic. I'm actually only here through Sunday this time. I'll be back at the end of July. And then when I return in August, mid-August, I have the pleasure of being able to commit to you I'll be here for my first full month. And I'm looking forward to it. Bobby's been a partner throughout all of this, and the two of us are very much enjoying working together. So thank you very much. I'm glad to take any questions, but we're still optimistic, we're excited, and I think the national championship races may not be as large an event as we might have hoped in its first year, but the reality is I think it's going to be tremendously exciting, and all ticketing information continues to look positive. At the next council meeting, I'll have more detailed information on ticketing, but if I judge by our parking commitments and RV commitments, things are looking very positive. So thank you. I'd be delighted to take any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brett.
Just in case if you have any second thoughts about giving the key to the city back, Mr. Eintema is constructing a city ordinance that will probably put you in jail for a couple of years. And it's not a nice place to be in the county jail here.
I'm sure all your facilities are first rate, so even in jail might help my diet again.
You know how our hotels charge. Okay, anybody else care to say anything? Okay, next we have, under new business regular items, we have. I know, that's where I'm going. I was going to 34, it's right here on my paper. It's right here on top of 30. Okay, we're gonna have to, we have to hold a closed session, by Councilor Howson and Mr. Eintema pursuant to discussion of our attorney-client privilege and collective bargaining with the city and any threat and pending legislation. So where are we going to close session in the little room here? So we need to.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
I move that the council go into closed session pursuant to NMSA 1978-1015-1H5 to discuss attorney-client privilege communications related to collective bargaining in which the city of Roswell is or may become a participant. Also pursuant to NMSA 1978-1015H7 to discuss attorney-client privilege pertaining to threatened or pending litigation in which the city of Roswell is or may become a participant.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify. Roll call. Okay, clerk, call the roll.
Who was the second, please? Thank you. Counselor Corn?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Cortez?
Aye.
Counselor Halverson?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold? Yes. Counselor Oropesa?
Yes.
Counselor Hildebrand?
Aye.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Counselor Cabot?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go in the little room.
Yeah.
or for the fire union, it would include the equivalent of a 3% pay raise in real dollars, 4% for those affected with a step increase in terms of their actual salaries, as well as including golf passes for a single golf pass and 4 memberships. And this updates the step and grade scheme that applies to the fire department as explained earlier.
So, Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the union collective bargaining agreement for the fire department per what Councilor Yantamachi stated.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second by Councilor Corn, by Councilor Howison was the motion, second by Councilor Corn. Any further discussion? The clerk will call the roll.
Counselor Corn?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Cortez?
Aye.
Halverson?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
Counselor Oropesa?
Yes.
Counselor Hildenbrand?
Aye.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Counselor Cabot?
Yes.
By vote of 9 affirmative and none in the negative, item 30, the collective bargaining agreement for the firemen has been approved. Next, we go to Councilman Corn for the approval of the Roswell Air Center to purchase a new ARF truck.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we approve the purchase of a new RFF truck for the Air Center. We've got an old truck out there and it's questionable, so we need to upgrade. It's a requirement because we're a 139 airport with commercial air service by 121 operators.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilor Corn, a second by Councilman Johnson. I guess that's it.
We're having a war down here. It's okay.
Okay.
We need seconds to note this into the table.
Yeah.
Well, I look, nobody's
We're being
saying.
discriminated against,
Yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna file agreements with the city attorney.
The right-hand side is doing all the work tonight.
Could we file that grievance right now, Counselor?
In writing, please.
You want to have a second?
Okay, well, any further questions?
We don't exist at the end of the table, so go ahead.
You're just slower, that's all.
Okay, if the record, Madam Clerk, if you will put in the record that Councilman Hildebrand's hemorrhoids are acting up. And I'll go on. We have a motion by Councilor Corn, second by Councilor Johnson. Call the roll. All those in favor,
She's got it.
please.
Let her make her presentation, please.
She doesn't have a box.
Well, council members,
Okay,
it's been a
go
long
ahead.
evening. If you don't want to
Go
get to
ahead.
talk, that's okay.
No, go ahead, Ms. Johnson, or Ms. Thompson, if you want to.
Well, actually, what I'd like to do, because Councilman Corn was exactly correct when he talked about the equipment there, and I'd like to bring the chief up to tell you why we think this is so important.
Good call,
Mr. Mayor.
It's just because you can't get in the truck.
Ms. Thompson's correct, Mr. Corn's correct. The truck that we're looking at to replace is a 2007. It's got about 15 years is usually the lifetime on those ARC trucks, and currently we're an Index A, and we cover that index using both of our crash trucks right now because this 2007 that we're trying to replace, the dry chem Purple K chemical that we use to that truck is equipped with doesn't currently work, and so we're trying to get that replaced. So we're currently covering the index with the one crash truck that we have. The problem with that is, and the dilemma Ms. Thompson is having is we can't take that truck off of the airfield or the air center for repairs because we don't have a backup for it. And so that's kind of the issue she runs into when these trucks go down. And so that's kind of you know what we're fighting for to try to get that other bar truck. Also, the truck that she's proposed is a 6x6. It's a bigger truck. It gives us the capability of being able to cover larger index. We currently, the airport is an Index A. The fire department runs on an Index B. We usually can cover up to an inch speed, but the size of planes that she's looking at bringing in, the contracts that she's been able to make with the armed forces and the military, we're gonna need a bigger truck to cover some of that stuff that she's doing. So just to maintain our operational readiness, this truck is just a great idea, plus the savings that she was able to, that her chief Washachek were able to get on this particular unit. And then just the 2-year span for ordering a new truck. As soon as we get done with this, if you guys so pass it, we'll sit down with Ms. Thompson again to try to put in the specs for the other truck that will be expiring in 2 years. In 2027, we'll need to replace the one that's out there now. And with the 24 to 28 month lapse on purchasing those trucks, we'll sit down with Ms. Thompson soon and put the specs together for that truck already, just so we'd be on top and ahead of the game on that part. But with that, I stand for any questions.
Sorry, I can't answer, you guys have too much already. Go ahead, is anybody questions down there? Councilman Moore, Councilor Opresa, Councilor Cortez, Councilman Cortez? Oh, your hair is looking a little good. And then, your hair looks fine, go ahead, Councilman.
Whatever.
Adam.
Chief, is the current truck, is that something that we would be able to hold on to and have some work in case we needed a backup for some parts? The new one that's going down apart, I mean.
Yes, sir. So the 2007, we'll look at getting the Purple K unit fixed in there so that we can possibly use it for the air show. Maybe dedicate it for something of that nature. We just wouldn't want it to be a frontline.
Don't want it to be a primary.
Right.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, Councilor Cortez.
Council Chief, going forward, are all of our trucks going to be Seahawks lime green? Because that might increase my voting possibilities. I like Simply lime green, I really do. And I think it's a great color in all city trucks.
That is the color scheme that.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, they might want to put Corvette green on them.
There you go.
Councilman Hildebrand.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And by the way, I don't need to go see a doctor for what you think might be acting up. I got a clean bill of health last week from my doctor, so thank you for your concern.
I was concerned about
But the concern I had, and we passed this out of Finance Committee, with the concern I had, which now Ms. Gomez has given us some numbers about where the airport fund sits. And my concern was the availability for funds to cover this immediate purchase. And Ms. Gomez has answered that question for me, so, which I appreciate and thank you for. So.
Yeah, certainly credit to Ms. Gomez, who has a very, very heavy workload for putting those numbers together. And also credit to the fire chief, the big chief, because they were able to find a unit that was available in a couple of months as opposed to 22 plus months. And also a savings of about $500,000 over not only having to wait for a newer unit. So we're saving money and we're getting the whole thing expedited.
Yeah, that's great.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Now, Councilman Johnson.
They already asked my question, Christie.
Councilor Arnold. Councilor Marujo. Councilman Corn. I didn't want to leave anybody out.
I already said what I needed to say.
I know you already made your motion, so everybody's talked. Okay. Okay, if the clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Corn?
Yes.
Councilor Johnson?
Yes.
Councilor Cortez?
Aye.
Councilor Halverson?
Yes.
Councilor Arnold?
Yes.
Councilor Oropesa?
Yes.
Councilor Hildenbrand?
Aye.
Councilor Moore?
Yes.
Councilor Cavan?
Yes.
By a vote of 31 in the affirmative and none in the negative, we have approved the purchase of Roswell Air Center new ARF truck. Okay, next we have, okay. Oh God, we have to do that, really?
I need the
Okay, next we have for item 33, for the resolution 25-33, consider the adoption of resolution for the submittal of the infrastructure capital outlay. We have new instructions, so please listen up, I believe.
Can we make a motion?
Yes, you have to make the motion first, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we consider adoption of resolution 2533, authorizing the submittal of the 2027-2031 infrastructure capital improvement plan.
Second.
Here are the instructions.
Who was that?
On my side of the table.
I move for special rule as follows. The governing body shall adopt the ICIP resolution as follows. Each member of the council shall have up to 5 votes. A councillor may cast no more than 1 vote per possible project. Votes shall be cast using color-coded stickers provided by the clerk. To ensure an efficient voting process, council members will cast their votes in groups of 3, with each group allocated 3 minutes to do so. All voting shall stop at the clerk's order. The clerk shall then tally the results. If there are no ties, the top 5 projects by vote count shall be included in the resolution and it will be deemed adopted. In the event of a tie, a vote will be held between the tied projects. The losers of the vote shall fill in the next respective spots. For example, if there's a tie for second place, a roll call vote will be held where each councillor chooses their top choice. The project with the most votes will be ranked second, the next third, and so on. This process may be repeated if there is a tie between more than 2 projects. Once 5 projects are selected in this manner, the resolution will be considered adopted. The special rule requires 6 votes to pass.
Okay, so that is
So
all
I need a
there.
second on that.
So this is the motion that we have and for the rules for the ICIP. And,
I need a second.
and talks to have 6 votes, so we, Council Lady Halverson has a second by, Councilor Cadwin, Councilor Cortez, Councilor Hildebrand, Councilor Moore, Councilor Corpresa. That is in alphabetical order. And so, is there any objection?
Very impressive.
Seeing no objections, you want to vote on that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna go stand by the rules now. Okay, so you all, Madam Clerk, you can give all this stuff, you get down there and have them do it, and the mayor gets to add his 5 votes at the end.
You can put them all on the same square if you want.
That's why, it's only fair. You know, if you only talk about the council, I've got votes on here too.
We can't reach the top one up there.
So Councilor Halverson, Councilor Oropesa, and Councilor Johnson, you have 5 minutes.
What?
3 minutes.
You got 5 minutes?
3 minutes.
You got 5 minutes?
Start the clock.
3 minutes.
Where do you put those?
I'm here to make a few statements. Number one, and the council, I will add my votes in tomorrow at the office, and everything will be fine. And you don't want to delay that and have me stay here and talk for a while. I noticed that guy did it for 33 hours in the Senate the other day. I was in the Senate for a long time. That's not much for me. 33 hours is only 1 hour for 33 and for 34 years I was in there, so I can certainly do that. So we'll just wait and I'll add mine tomorrow and we'll give the final total tomorrow. Okay, so next we've had this. Are you gonna announce the results?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
The preliminary results?
Well,
We still have ballot box to come in.
so there's a three-way tie with 4 votes and a two-way tie with 3 votes. So I am going to propose to the council, so to announce what they are. Flood damage repairs citywide gets 4, citywide drainage study gets 4.
There's 3 and 3.
Are there 3 with 3?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
And then that one goes that part.
Oh, that we missed. Which one is that?
Number 10, number 17,
And then that
and 15.
10, 17, and 15?
Are those the ones that got button-up votes? Give us the numbers so we can keep track of where the hell you're going.
That's
Okay.
That's a different schedule than what.
Yeah, it doesn't match ours.
Doesn't match?
Doesn't match ours.
Yeah, so,
Doesn't come close.
So, Madam Clerk, which 3 have 3 votes?
Which of the 3 have 4?
Yeah, but you can't find them
The
on
4
here.
with 3 votes are number 2, flood damage repairs citywide.
Flood damage seaway, so that's.
Number 2 on.
Okay.
Number 11, citywide drainage study, got 4 votes.
All right, let me find
That's-
11.
Another study.
Shit,
Cityway.
you don't have 11 down here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, don't look, it doesn't match ours.
yeah, don't go by that.
What department is that under?
Engineering.
Engineering. The coolest department.
All right, you got 4 votes on flood.
Okay, what was the second?
And the final one, the final item with 4 votes is transit center renovations.
And what was the second one again? Flood repairs?
Citywide drainage study
Oh, citywide G.
through engineering.
And then the third one is.
Transit center renovations through the transit department.
Good luck, $1.5 million kids.
Okay, so these are all with 4. So my job will be in to come in and see how many more I can have with 4. Make. All right, I'll do that.
Country club?
So now we're gonna vote on.
All right.
number 3.
So, and then the 3s, there's a 3-way tie with 3. It's Country Club 4-lane road under engineering.
Country Club 4-lane road.
Engineering department.
Okay.
And then 2 fire department ones. The fire station number 2 female living quarters and fire engine pumper truck purchase.
That's right.
I would encourage all departments to look at the photos.
And the other
Just
one was
remember where the rain
truck
is.
purchase.
Remember the rain is. That's all I'm saying. One question.
So what are you asking us to do now?
So my suggestion, having worked with the legislature on ICIP for a couple of sessions now, is they don't actually care about the 1 through 5 numbering.
No.
So if you would, if somebody would entertain a motion to vote negatively, I know that's normally not in the rules, but that's why it's a special rule, for country club, fire station, or pumper truck, and whichever vote loses is removed, and then we just submit those 5 with no numberings.
What if?
Vote negatively?
Yeah.
So if we don't like.
So
If you don't like the pumper truck, you vote no on that?
Right.
What
Or
if
we don't
we,
like the road, we don't, okay.
if we combine the two fires, would that be bad?
That's a better
Two
idea.
separate.
Yeah, combine the two fires.
Combine it.
they're sort of separate projects for.
Just do a show of hands.
Yeah.
Well, they probably need the living quarters more.
But I understand.
So
he put
do we get to
fire-
vote on all three, or do we just get to vote?
Well, that's what I'm saying, it's because it,
We're just voting on the three.
I'd say-
Vote on three, but we should only get, yeah.
you won't, yeah, only 2 of those can go forward, so.
So we only get 2 votes.
Well, I'm saying you could do it, we can do it with 1 vote, just say which one you don't want.
We have engineering and fire department fight to the death and see. There seems to be more fire people here than engineers.
That's, well, he's got the chief too next to him. So.
Yeah.
So, if you're willing to,
3 projects, you got 4 votes.
yeah, and so those all
You
stay.
got how many projects, you got 3 votes?
3.
3. So my suggestion would be just put the 3 that got the 4 on.
Mhm.
And
Take that down.
the other
That's what he said.
2.
Right, and so I'm suggesting to filter those final, to the final 2, just vote in the negative, say.
Vote in the negative and that'll kill.
And whichever one gets the most negative votes is cut.
Is what?
Is cut.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you want me to, don't pick the fat last one.
I mean, if there's unanimous consent, the mayor can pick them too, but I don't think the council wants to abrogate that duty.
Well, the rules say we just do voice vote, right?
Raise your hand or whatever.
The rule we just voted on.
No, that was just on how we got these up.
No, it wasn't for the tiebreaker, so there was.
Well, that's what we.
Right, we have a 3-way tiebreak, so
I
we
know,
can.
but I think it said a voice vote, I think.
Yes, whoever says negative, you.
So if the council's comfortable, I'll just ask for votes and this'll work, you'll have to trust me on it.
Yes.
All right, those who do not want the country club 4-lane, raise your hand. Okay, those who do not want Fire Station 2 female quarters, raise your hand.
Fire station what?
Fire Station 2 female living quarters on the list. All right, and those who do not want fire engine pumper truck purchase on the list, raise your hand. Okay, that's cut, and we got 5.
We're done. How come I never got to vote?
You can vote now.
You know, now.
You can vote now.
Now, you all, this is getting to be serious now, you know. I don't get to vote very often, but when you deliberately push me under the bus.
Under the fire trucks or.
You're under the fire truck that we said next.
Pumper truck.
You were under the pumper truck.
There's no rush now.
Question, can I ask one quick question?
Mr. Mayor, Council Moore has a question.
Is it still gonna be the same, where everything else is still on the list, but this is our top 5, that's not changing? Everything will be sent, but this will be our top 5.
Yeah, everything's sent, these are the ones that get printed nice and big, and then typically so what happened is, when I would camp out with the caucus from southeast New Mexico and explain to them what each project
Is it
was.
all of these or just those?
Oh, all of that.
Can you put the last third one is on like number 1?
Because all of these.
It'll go into number 6.
Oh, that's why I asked, is it this list or is it that?
Okay, city manager report.
No, he can't talk.
You got to vote on ICIP.
No, we just did. We all said, we all agreed, everybody. You want to vote on it?
No, the special rule said the final vote was.
Whatever the numbers were.
Yeah.
So the resolution is approved.
Okay, city manager report.
I'll give you the short version. Thank you, Mayor Jennings, members of the council. Want to thank Chief Chavis and Roswell Fire Department. Deputy City Manager Mike Matthews, Chief Chavis, and I went out and met with their new recruit class today. Great group of good-looking young people, 11 of those in our fire academy, and we gave them a little encouragement, but Chief has done a great job in recruiting his staff and rebuilding our fire department, so thank you, Chief. Real quickly, some updates on Roswell Police Department building. They have completed their new floors with their vendor. The floors look fantastic. I think they'll hold up for a long time to come. Similar to Fire Station 1, Police Department wanted to do their own renovations and hang some sheet rock. That hasn't moved along too quickly. Asked them to go ahead and get a vendor. Deputy Chief Taylor has moved forward and gotten a vendor to hang the rest of their drywall, so thank them for that. It should move pretty quickly now that they've got a contractor on board.
Are those?
Sir, yes, sir.
Were they using licensed contractors and licensed people to hang all that product? And
No, they were using police department administrative staff.
where was the code department? I mean, they've been after everybody else.
I don't think the code can get in that building. Like, part of the problem is you can't get in that building.
Well, you guys pushing something.
But I think real progress in getting a vendor finally. Would encourage them to keep that up. Let's keep, there's been a lot of deferred maintenance on that building over the years. Let's go ahead and get this thing moving. Another request was for the HVAC system. Directed Mike Taylor to go ahead and move forward with a quote and tips contract from a local vendor, a reputable local vendor to do the HVAC system. We have 4 units on that building. One was replaced approximately 2 years ago, along with the entire climate control system. Both vendors were from out of town. I talked to Chief recently about a proposal from another vendor that's out of town. I've directed them to present the local vendor to expedite getting that equipment and setting that schedule with the local vendor. Deputy Chief Mike Taylor is going to present their resolution for the procurement at our special city finance and city council meeting where we'll be approving the finalized budget and cash balances. So again, I think that's good news. The unfortunate news is the lead times on that stuff is considerable, 12 to 16 weeks. In the interim, we do have air conditioning in parts of the building, but not all parts of the building. Maintenance has done a good job of bringing over some portable air conditioner units. I just wish the procurement had been done sooner.
No problem.
Yeah.
There's another holdover thing, huh?
Sorry, Mayor.
It's another holdover.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
But police department administrative staff have been working on this more recently and moving these things forward, so I will commend them for that.
okay, is there any more reports, any questions? Go ahead, Counselor, you.
Just real quick, I want to say your staff, TJ, Amanda, and Sarah, they've been amazing during the whole UFO festival. They went to working hard, and they were so easy to work with. I just want to commend them for that.
Thank you.
And all the staff can help, so all the staff.
All right, is there anything else?
Thanks, Mayor.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to give a shout out to the Employee of the Month.
Absolutely. It's going to go on our finance
Speech. We get a speech? No. She's like, here it is, shut up.
And she is working really hard to build out her team and bringing in quality people. We don't just want anybody. We've seen a lot of turnover in that department. And I'm thankful that we have Tony and the work that she's done. You've seen her work ethic and we want more like her.
The other thing is that part of her agreement and our winning thing, she does get a lock on her door. Councilman Cortez.
Oh, I'd just like to thank, I know Kayla's here, but volunteer community health people when they were at the UFO festival, and they were, saw them out there patrolling and helping people and helping the event go off well and everyone stay safe out there. So.
You know, it's my understanding, the UFO thing, the drone show was good. I mean, it was about 20 minutes long, I think, or something, but 13, okay, but the drone show was good. But you know, there were a lot of people here, and I'm told an awful lot of vendors and stuff ran out of food. And so, you know, it's a good thing. We need to really caution our hotels and our restaurants about having enough food here. Because if that air show was 20% ahead, you know, like at 100 days out, our bookings or our sales were like 20% or higher than what they were in the 2020 air show, and they had like 85,000 people there. And we don't have the room for 85,000, but we could very easily have 65,000 people here. And I, you know, just look, and I think that, you know, we need to encourage people to buy some extra food, because when they don't eat at the air show, they're gonna eat downtown too. So, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, I just actually wanted to just kind of spread the word. Tomorrow night, the Invaders have a baseball game, and our Chavez has asked us to organize a game with the fire department, baseball game, and the police department. So tomorrow night, after the Invaders game, is a glow-in-the-dark baseball game between the fire department and the police department out there at Joe Bowman Stadium. So I just want to ask everybody to come out, support our Invaders, and support our fire department and police department, and see how well they do playing glow-in-the-dark baseball. It's going to be exciting. But also, there's beer and nachos, just so you know.
My money's on Washington.
Drink beer and be in the dark.
Mr. Mayor, we have a team that can represent.
I think it's exciting. In a nutshell.
So,
the state, representing the state in Houston.
Councilor Cortez.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have a new Optimus team, right? Are they what age are they?
I think they're 10 to 12, I think.
11, 12.
The new Optimist team won state 13-1, and they are going off to represent New Mexico and Sugar Land, Texas.
Yeah, that's is that Greg and also Reach Brown?
I only know like EJ's kid. Gavin. But anyway, so they're off to state, so.
Okay, is everybody
Regional.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll get a bigger gavel for next time, because you guys are gonna push me under the bus.